Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. Well, it appears that they've given up on finding these stolen Adam Jones guitars, but both Gibson and Adam Jones have decided to make it right for the people who missed out. Those 13 people will now actually get their guitars, because they just sent out this letter, so I thought this was definitely worth sharing. Essentially, it just reads that both Adam and Gibson have decided to make the guitars again, so that means he has to sign a couple more, and they'll be making some new VOS versions. But what's cool is they're going to add a special notation on the back of the headstock. So it sounds like they're going to be reissuing those serial numbers, but saying this is a special replacement guitar. And they're saying that they believe that will make these the most collectible ones of the whole run. Now, somebody who gets the strange collector stuff, yeah, I totally understand how those would become more collectible, so it's worth it for them, and I think it's a great story if they hold on to those guitars. But at the same time, it's kind of upsetting because they're kind of letting the robbers get away with it. I don't mean to throw any conspiracy theories around here, but maybe they actually did find the palette of guitars and this was all just a big misunderstanding. It was like put on the wrong truck and they recovered it, and the story got too much attention that they couldn't backtrack and have egg on their face. So they're just playing this out like they're gonna make them again and then deliver them the first week of February. That's just a conspiracy theory. I doubt that's the truth. I'm not throwing shade or anything. But I thought that was good enough of news to share with everybody. But still keep your eye out for those stolen ones. And for our second topic of Gibson history today, hey, they released these Jimi Hendrix things. They're $10,000 a piece. I don't want to talk about too much of these because I'm going to be getting one of each of these. I'm still trying to work on getting a left-handed one just for the B-roll shots because it's technically correct. My reactions to these is, SG, meh, it's not that special. The only reason why it's $10,000 is because it has Jimi Hendrix's name to it. Now this one is fantastic. I am so thrilled that they finally gave this a custom shop release. This is the one I'm most excited about, so hopefully we'll have a review and demo in about a month. But current events aside here, let's go ahead and do some guitar hunting again tonight. Because I was just looking through here and there was some crazy good stuff. Okay, it looks like somebody has one of the left-handed ones here already for $14,000. That's not how much they are on Gibson's website. What's Lovey's doing here? Like, the only reason why you would want the lefty is if you're a lefty yourself or you're a die-hard collector and you want the original lefty style one because that's what Hendrix used on that particular variation. Ooh, an Invader, sweet! I don't like these guitars, I think they're ugly, but finding one at a decent price has been difficult. 1987, it's got the maple neck. It's kind of hard to tell. Is that a reflection or is it bare wood showing? I'm guessing reflection. And hey, this is only an Akron. Unfortunately, no case. You know, I really don't want to pay more than like $450 for one of these things because, yeah, I just don't like them that much. So I think I'll leave this one for someone else. It's not a bad price. If it had a case, I might consider it, like a real chainsaw case. But we'll actually be talking about a similar guitar to that tomorrow. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff. So another Invader, this time looks like Ferrari red or some other type of red color, except for we have replaced pickups. This one looks so much better than the black finished one. Yet they want $1,000 for it. Please, do not pay $1,000 for one of these things. Guess we gotta see what type of pickups they got. Seymour Duncan Dimebucker, original bridge pickup. I highly doubt that because the original pickups, I don't think they had covers. Most of them look like that. But who knows, maybe that was a special one. But the next thing I'm seeing here, 335 Memphis Studio. We were just talking about these guys with the Tom DeLonge video, but this one, okay, I guess I do remember now. They did make black ones. There's also the blue ones. This must have been an original trapeze style, then they converted it to a Bigsby. I actually did find one of these very recently, so we'll see that unboxed in a couple of weeks and reviewed probably in a year or two, but that's just the way it goes for the guitars that like aren't signatures or really needing a review right this second. But at least it has a custom shop case. I would not suggest paying anywhere near that much. Maybe $1,500 if you absolutely must have it. Looks like we got some original T-tops. You know, tonight, you know, Sunday's episode, I didn't think it was that great. Once it was edited down, it felt nice, but I'm actually seeing a lot of cool stuff here tonight. We haven't even gotten to the ones that I've already seen that are like, yeah, Here's kind of a cool 91 custom. I think I've got, what, a 97 for sale? I'm asking considerably more for mine because it's got a better top. But this is definitely a much fairer price if you don't want to pay retail. Yeah, that's not bad. That actually looks pretty clean, but... Huh. The vertical wood grain, I don't know if it looks good on that guitar or not. But it's got all the case candy. Okay, Seymour Duncan Antiquity pickups. Yep, that's the nail in the coffin. I'll leave this one for someone else. I was getting close to making an offer. Honestly, in a 91, replace pickups, that's probably a good thing, because at this point in time, I think it'd be what the 490 series pickups. 91 would be too late for the Bill Lawrence, the original, so restoring that back to original, I guess it would be the very early ones that still have the patent number on them, but they've got the large base plate screws that people sell for Tim Shaws all the time, even though they read considerably more and are not Tim Shaws. What's going on with this guy? They took the bridge off and the... What? I'm trying to understand why the thumb wheels are all the way down there. The back looks nice. Is it broken? Okay. Oh. Who's gonna pay $1,600 for a broken guitar? Okay, he does have the tailpiece and stuff. I'm sorry, that's like $1,200 max. Because even after you fix it, you're not gonna be able to sell it for much more than 14 or 15. I think he's dreaming a little bit at that price. Gibson M2? I wouldn't mind checking one of those out again. We did the Firebird Zero once. There's a Sonics. I guess if it has a nice case, it wouldn't be too bad of a price. Sweet, it does. It actually has an earlier 70s case. Yeah, that case itself is worth about $250 to the right buyer, because that's correct for early 70s Gibsons. So if you sell that off and buy yourself like a cheap little gig bag for it, it's roughly $500 you'll be paying. That's not a bad price if you can haggle them down a bit. I guess the other thing is we need to figure out what kind of model is it. Deluxe. That's the lowest priced model. Not my favorite guitars, but there's a lot of people that do love them. Got another Hendrix. I think that's the first time I've seen real photos of it, like, you know, outside of stock photo type things. These are looking great. I can't wait to unbox it. Oh, yes! Centipede, I've wanted one of these. That's not the worst price I've ever seen. That's so tempting. Like, I know this could probably sell for up to $55, but yet, All right, let's read the description. It looks like he's just copied and pasted where he purchased it from. Richlite fretboard. Well, you can't really buy a Centipede that doesn't have that, so I'm not going to discriminate against that. This appears to be some sort of small shop. Okay, no, they must be a pretty big shop if they're selling Universal Audio stuff. Yeah, they got so many pages. Why do their photos look so amateur? I guess you could say the same thing about Guitar Center. Huh, maybe this guy's just working from home and he brings home the used inventory and does it like that. But you know, that would make sense why they're not trying to get absolute top market value on this thing. Oh man, I wasn't planning on spending $4,000 tonight, guys. They're not my favorite guitars, but they are pretty cool. I like the way this one looks better, because they got the Centipede on the back, and you know, that's my thing. Why does this one look so different? Gold hardware, black rings, really yellow. Okay, that's why. The gold hardware on this, for some reason, looks chrome in this photo. Or is it actually chrome? I can't tell. Is this actually even a Centipede? Why don't you show the COA? Why don't you show the back of the headstock? It's gotta be a Centipede, unless somebody custom ordered one that didn't have that. Okay, now I found a few more. So here's prototype number 1, which sold for probably roughly the same price as this. See, I would have much rather have had the prototype for the same price, but this must have sold really quickly. That's all I gotta say. Oh, and apparently it was originally sold in Japan. Then you look at this guy, that's got a much better top. But that's just the asking price. I think 5,000, like 5,500 is probably top value for one of these things, and you gotta find the quirky collector that still wants one and needs one in their collection. But that one had some sort of a scratch crack right there. And the other thing about the Centipede is it was nowhere near as limited as the other guitars that had animals on the back. I sent him some questions. Feel free to take it from me. I mean, it's a fair price for what it is. It's crazy. I was just looking at guitars and none of this was here, so I don't know what happened. Sometimes reverb takes a bit to load. Oh, cool, a Chuck Berry. 12,000. I'm still waiting on mine. Hopefully it looks somewhere near as nice as this. My custom shop friend was saying those are starting to come through again. They only made 55 of these things, so don't pay this guy 12,000 because they're only 10,000 brand new. So if you really want one, you can just pre-order mine. But I guess I can't guarantee mine will look as nice as this. Wow. I guess I can see why he's asking a premium now. I'm just hoping they all look like that because these were not cheap. But if you happen to have missed out on new ones, just know that some more will start showing up, I think. At least on the used market after people get them. That's a really cool finish. Hendrix SG. There's the Blues Hawk I'm looking for, but a little too expensive. Oh, nice. Buckethead. 10,000. They really need to reissue the Buckethead. Get with him before it's too late. I don't even care if they're $10,000. As long as they're made in the custom shop, people will buy that. I normally sell mine for about 7,000 there. USA Vertigo. Ooh. I was kind of hoping that this would have been made in the custom shop, even though it's a USA version. How is it aged so much? It's number 000. So I guess you could technically call it a prototype, but I only call things prototypes when it's like prototype is stamped into it. It's kind of funny how the guitars that we know of today and see for sale all the time may eventually all look like this, all yellowed and aged. They look really cool. They look like the 70s ones, as well as some of the ones before. But now that there's not as much smoking in bars and things like that, will we actually see them age as much is the true question. But only time can answer that question. Man, these Vs are just piling up. I really don't think they're going to be that popular. I think dealers will actually have a hard time moving these. So in my opinion, I would not rush out and buy one of these out of fear that you're going to miss out, because this one was actually played fair. They waited to release it and gave everyone a shot at ordering them. But here it is. This is the one I wanted to talk about today. We're going to be reviewing one of these Heritage 80 Elites very soon, so I don't want to talk too much about the history. That's why it's not a separate Would You Rock or Not, but take a look at this top. He's claiming this is the best in the world. I will give him, this is one of those very characteristic early 80s super quilt tops. And since they finished it in antique sunburst, it's looking cool. But what made me stop even wanting to buy this one is somebody's changed the pickups out, and they likely changed the pickup rings at the same time. That would have looked great with the cream covers, but the black, it's got a certain vibe to it. It's got an evil hue, but if they would have went back to a nice aged cream, that's when it would look very vintage. But take a look at the back. It's strange. Like, I don't know if I like it or not. But that was a giant slab of mahogany right there. Kind of reminds me of like looking at a globe or something. But there's that yellowed over headstock and our limited edition serial number. Whether it's the nicest top that was ever used on one of these or not, I can't really say for sure, but I will give it to the guitar broker in Florida that they found a fantastic looking one, because they don't all quite look like this, that's for sure. I would have to guess that this was likely some sort of an employee guitar. And it looks like somebody very crudely added a ground wire. I've seen that more often than you think. And they even have the original hang tag here. So I'm guessing it's this Dennis Coward guy. It was for him. Unless that's just his signature for cleaning, but who knows. But at $12,500, ooh, that's pricey. If it was all original and like really clean shape, I could maybe see it. Because that is a fantastic top for a desirable run of guitars that is collectible. I'm sure if I was selling it, it would probably go in between like $8,500 to $10,000. But they're open to offers, so feel free to check them out. So thank you Troglodytes for tuning in today. Good news on the Adam Jones front. 2 cool new signature guitars from Gibson that are very priced for the collectors. And some fun guitar hunting. Alright, take care.